Thinking about jumping into the short-term rental game? Imagine turning a simple property into a steady stream of income, attracting tourists, business professionals, and families to one of the Midwest's fastest growing markets. Kansas City is the perfect place to make it happen, but success doesn't come without a strategy.
We're Kat and Melanie of the 𝗪𝗵𝗵𝗘𝗢 Group, and we're your trusted real estate experts in the Kansas City metro. Not only are we realtors who were born and raised in the area, but we also invest in real estate as well. Today we're pulling back the curtain on what it takes to build a thriving short-term rental in Kansas City.
From understanding local regulations to planning your finances, choosing features that attract bookings, and nailing your pricing strategy, we've got all the tips and insights to help you stand out in this competitive market. Plus, we'll share the secret to earning those coveted 5-star reviews that keep guests coming back for more. Ready to turn your property into a powerhouse investment? Let's dive in. Kansas City stands out as a prime STR market due to its affordability compared to larger metro areas and its strong mix of attractions that draw both tourists and professionals. Property prices are significantly lower than in cities like Chicago, Denver, or Dallas, making it easier for STR investors to enter the market while achieving strong profit margins. The city's central location and thriving calendar, ranging from sports and concerts to conventions, bring a steady influx of travelers year-round. Another key appeal of Kansas City STRs is their flexibility to serve different types of guests. Proximity to major hospitals make them ideal for traveling nurses and medical professionals, while nearby corporate hubs like Garmin, Cerner, and Sprint attract business travelers on extended stays. Additionally, many STR properties in the area offer family-friendly layouts and full kitchens, making them an appealing option for those visiting with children or groups. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a professional assignment, or a long-term corporate stay, Kansas City's STR market caters to a wide range of needs.
Now let's get into regulations. On the Kansas side, regulations vary significantly depending on the city, so knowing the rules in advance is key to finding the best opportunities. Let's start by exploring cities that make it relatively easy to set up an STR, then move on to areas with more moderate restrictions, and finally those where STRs face significant challenges or outright bans. For investors looking for a smooth entry into the Kansas side of the STR market, there are a few cities that stand out as easier options. For example, Olathe currently has no specific rules,
so you're telling me there's a chance,
making it a flexible option for property owners. Similarly, Lenexa is another great choice, requiring only a rental license. Although the city is known for strong neighborhood enforcement, staying compliant ensures a straightforward process. Meanwhile, Western Shawnee performs exceptionally well for STRs, requiring just a business license, though it's worth keeping an eye on pending city council discussions about potential restrictions in residential zones. As we move into cities with more structured rules, Overland Park and Merriam are good examples. Overland Park requires a rental license, which, while being straightforward, does require attention to compliance. Merriam's regulations include a residential landlord rental license. These cities offer a balance between regulation and opportunity, making them manageable choices for STR operators willing to follow the necessary steps. Finally, there are cities where operating an STR is significantly more difficult or not allowed at all. Prairie Village, Mission Hills, and Leawood have outright banned STRs, effectively removing them as options for property owners. Other cities like Roland Park and Fairway involve heavy city involvement, requiring permits and detailed approval processes that can be challenging to navigate. Kansas City, Kansas stands out for its restrictive approach, requiring a permit and business license while limiting STRs to one per street.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
These limitations make it one of the toughest cities on the Kansas side for STR investment. Now that we've explored the Kansas side, let's shift our focus to the Missouri side of the metro. While some cities on this side are welcoming to STRs, others have more restrictive requirements or even outright bans. Again, let's group these into 3 categories: those with fewer restrictions, cities with moderate restrictions, and areas with severe limits or bans. For property owners seeking untapped potential, several Missouri cities stand out for their lenient or non-existent rules. Cities like Blue Springs, Liberty, Riverside, Platte City, and Pleasant Valley currently have no specific regulations for STRs. While a business license for tax collection is generally required, the lack of zoning restrictions or detailed permits make these markets highly appealing for operators looking to enter with minimal barriers. These areas are particularly attractive because competition is still relatively low, offering room for growth in the STR market. Some Missouri cities have more structured requirements but remain viable options for STR operators. Kansas City, Missouri, for instance, requires both registration and a business license. Additionally, new residential units cannot be used as STRs unless they are owner-occupied. Lee's Summit and Independence also fall into this category, requiring permits and business licenses. However, Lee's Summit limits STRs to specific zones, such as Old Town Lee's Summit or lots of 1 acre or more, which narrows your opportunities. Independence also involves heavy city oversight, which can make the approval process longer and more involved. Parkville takes a slightly different approach by requiring STRs to be owner-occupied and subject to zoning restrictions, adding another layer of consideration. Lastly, we have cities where STRs face significant restrictions or outright bans. Gladstone, Belton, and Lake Tapawingo have either banned STRs or made them highly restrictive in residential zones. For example, Grandview handles STR applications on a case-by-case basis, requiring operators to work closely with the Community Development Department. These cities present significant challenges for STR operators and may not be worth the effort for those looking for an easier path to market entry.
Now let's talk about some tips for navigating short-term rental regulations. Understanding the landscape of STR regulations is just the first step. Next, let's talk about how to navigate these rules effectively so you can maximize your success while staying compliant. First, we want to understand permits and licenses. One of the most important steps is to thoroughly research and obtain the necessary permits and licenses. For example, cities like Lenexa only require a rental license, while Kansas City, Missouri involves more extensive registration processes. Missing even a single requirement can result in hefty fines or even being shut down. So make sure your paperwork is in order before listing your property. Next, we're going to collaborate with city officials. Establishing a good relationship with city officials can help you streamline the approval process. Reach out to your local government offices to ensure you understand zoning rules, permit applications, and any neighborhood restrictions that might apply. Being proactive can also help you stay ahead of potential changes to STR regulations in your area. Next, we want to plan for zoning and HOA restrictions. Even in cities with lenient STR rules, zoning laws and HOA restrictions can present unexpected challenges. Before purchasing a property, double check that the zoning allows for STRs and confirm that the property isn't located in an HOA with strict rental rules. These small details can save you significant headaches later on. Next, stay ahead of changes. Finally, remember that STR regulations are always evolving. Stay informed by attending city council meetings, join STR owner groups, and staying in close communications with local officials. By being proactive, you can adapt to changes quickly and protect your investment. By understanding and navigating the regulations on both sides of the Kansas City Metro, you can confidently choose the best location for your STR, whether you're targeting high-end demand areas or tapping into less saturated markets. Staying compliant and informed will position you for long-term success in this growing industry.
Next, let's get into the startup costs of owning an STR. The initial investment in furnishing your STR is often underestimated, but it plays a huge role in attracting bookings and earning 5-star reviews. Expect to spend $25,000 to $30,000 on furnishings, decor, and setup, even for a moderately sized property. This is not the time to cut corners or shop exclusively on Facebook Marketplace. While you don't need to buy a $3,000 couch, it's important to choose a new, stylish furniture that feels inviting and matches the modern guest experience. One of the biggest areas where costs add up is the bedrooms. Every room should feature a king-size bed if possible, as it's the most appealing option for guests. You'll also need high-quality mattresses, mattress protectors, and multiple sets of linens for for each bed to account for quick turnovers between guests. Stocking several sets per room is essential to keep up with laundry demands and avoid delays. Next, let's talk about what should be in the living room. Guests expect comfortable and well-designed living spaces, so aim for cozy couches, coffee tables, and thoughtful decor. Don't forget details like side tables, lamps, and entertainment options like a TV or a streaming device. It's these touches that turn a basic rental into a memorable one. Bathrooms are another area where costs can quickly escalate. Plan for multiple sets of towels per guest, including bath towels, hand towels, and washcloths. This ensures you're always prepared for back-to-back bookings without needing to panic about laundry. Additionally, don't forget to include essentials like bath mats, shower curtains, and high-quality toiletries to elevate the guest experience. Beyond furniture, the cost of decor can really sneak up on you. Items like wall art, mirrors, vases, and other aesthetic touches are critical for creating an inviting space and achieving a polished, Instagram-worthy look. While individual items may seem affordable, they add up quickly across multiple rooms. Guests notice these details, and they can be the difference between an average review and a glowing review. The other essentials that you will need are lock boxes or smart locks so the guests can get entry into the property, kitchen stocks such as dishes, silverware, pots, pans, and small appliances like toasters or coffee makers, and things for your outdoor spaces like patio furniture, lighting, and fire pits.
Now let's talk about emergency funds. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial planning for STRs is having a sufficient emergency fund. We'd recommend setting aside at least 2 months worth of operating expenses to cover unexpected costs such as repairs, appliance replacements, or slow booking periods. STR operators should also be prepared for higher upfront costs in their first year. A smart strategy is to avoid taking payouts from your STR for at least the first year. Instead, try to reinvest your earnings into improving the property, covering emergencies, and maintaining a financial cushion. This approach not only ensures that you're financially stable, but also positions you for long-term success. Let's talk about insurance. STR operators also need to factor in the increased cost of insurance. Standard homeowners insurance won't cut it for short-term rentals. You'll need an STR-specific policy, which typically costs 20 to 30% more than traditional coverage.
My God, why?
These policies provide liability coverage for guests and additional protection for damages caused during stays, ensuring you're covered in case of accidents or emergencies. It's essential to shop around and find an insurance provider familiar with STRs, as not all policies are created equal. Many providers offer tailored options that account for the unique risks and responsibilities of operating a rental property. The peace of mind that comes with proper insurance is well worth the added cost, especially when compared to the potential financial consequences of inadequate coverage. Wrapping up the financial talk, launching an STR isn't just about buying a property. It's about creating an experience that guests will love and want to return to. That means budgeting not only for down payment and closing costs, but also for the furnishing, decor, and essentials that make your property stand out. From king-size beds in every room to fully stocked kitchens and multiple sets of linens and towels, these costs add up quick but are crucial to your success. By planning for these startup expenses, setting aside an emergency fund, and securing the right insurance, you'll not only meet guest expectations, but also position your STR for a long-term profitability. With the right preparation, your STR can go from a financial investment to a thriving business in no time.
Now let's talk about the features of your property. When it comes to short-term rentals, the features of your property play a crucial role in attracting bookings and earning repeat guests. To stand out in a competitive market, it's important to focus on features that appeal to larger groups and provide unique, memorable experiences. A larger home may be a great option for families or groups. Properties with 4 or more bedrooms are in high demand because they cater to families, friend groups, or even corporate travelers who need extra space. These homes often become the top choice for multi-generational vacations, reunions, or group trips where guests want to stay together rather than booking multiple hotel rooms. Larger properties also allow you to command higher nightly rates as guests value the comfort and convenience of additional space, especially when combined with amenities like multiple bathrooms or open floor plans that are perfect for gathering. You'll also want to think about having unique features that stand out. Guests are drawn to properties with Instagram-worthy features that make their stay special.
So hot right now.
Adding unique amenities like a hot tub, game room, or even a fully equipped outdoor space can set your property apart. For instance, a hot tub offers year-round appeal, while game rooms with pool tables, foosball, or arcade games are a hit with families and groups. Thoughtfully designed, stylish decor also goes a long way in attracting bookings, especially when guests can see themselves sharing their experience online. Small touches like cohesive design themes, fun accent walls, or local artwork elevate your space and help it to stand out in photos.
Setting the right price for your STR is a balancing act between maximizing nightly rates and maintaining occupancy. Smart pricing strategies can make a big difference in your overall profitability. Tools like Price Labs, Beyond Pricing, and AirDNA are invaluable for managing your STR's rates dynamically. These platforms analyze real-time market data to optimize your nightly rates based on demand, competition, and local events. For example, during peak seasons or major events in Kansas City, your prices can automatically adjust upward to match what the market is willing to pay. Conversely, these tools can help you remain competitive during slower times, ensuring you maintain steady bookings. Now let's talk about balancing occupancy and rates. It's a common misconception that high occupancy rates are the ultimate goal for STR success. In reality, higher nightly rates with slightly lower occupancy often yield better profits. For example, renting at $250 per night with 60% occupancy can generate more revenue than $150 per night with 90% occupancy, while reducing wear and tear on your property. The key is finding that sweet spot where your property remains desirable but generates a premium return.
When owning an STR, you have to take into account seasonality. Understanding and managing the seasonal ebbs and flows of the STR market is essential for success. With Kansas City's distinct seasons, knowing how to adjust your strategy throughout the year will help you optimize your profits. The first quarter of the year, particularly January through March, is typically the slowest season for STRs in the Kansas City metro. To maintain bookings during this time, consider offering special discounts or promotions to attract guests who are price sensitive. Target niche markets like traveling nurses, corporate travelers, or snowbirds who might be looking for midterm stays. This is also a great time to invest in property upgrades, such as adding new amenities or refreshing your decor, so you're ready to capitalize on peak season. April through July is the peak season for STRs in Kansas City, thanks to warmer weather, family vacations, and major events like sports tournaments, concerts, and conventions. During this time, you can raise your nightly rates to reflect the increased demand, especially for weekends or high-profile event dates. Consider adding minimum stay requirements during these periods to reduce turnovers while maximizing revenue. Additionally, investing in professional photography to showcase your property's best features can give you a competitive edge during busiest months.
Now let's talk about setting expectations. As important as providing an exceptional experience is, setting clear expectations is equally critical. Transparency about your property and rules helps avoid misunderstandings and ensures guests know what to expect before they arrive. Number one, you want clear communication about house rules. Lay out your house rules in a polite but firm manner to avoid surprises for your guests. For example, if your property has strict rules about quiet hours, smoking, or additional guests, communicate these up front in your listing description and booking confirmation. Use automated messages on platforms like Airbnb to remind guests of the rules prior to check-in. Number two is about shared spaces and amenities. If your property includes any shared spaces, like a pool, gym, or backyard, be clear about how they work. Guests need to know whether they'll be sharing these spaces with others and what the boundaries are. For example, let them know if there's a shared entrance or if another tenant lives on the property, as these details can influence their comfort level. Number 3 is about interaction levels. Some guests prefer complete privacy, while others appreciate host interaction. Be upfront about how much interaction they can expect. For example, if you're available for in-person recommendations or only reachable via message, let them know. Clear communication here helps guests feel more comfortable and ensures their expectations align with your hosting style. Earning 5-star reviews isn't about just providing a great place to stay. It's about going above and beyond and creating a memorable guest experience. Thoughtful touches like welcome gifts, local recommendations, and a clean, well-stocked property can make all the difference. At the same time, clear communication about the house rules, shared spaces, and interaction levels build trust and prevent misunderstandings. By prioritizing guest satisfaction and setting expectations early, you not only gain more positive reviews, but also ensure your property thrives in a competitive short-term rental market. Owning an STR in the Kansas City Metro can be very lucrative, and we hope you've learned the basics of what makes a successful STR here.
Show me the money.
From choosing the right property and understanding local regulations to creating an exceptional guest experience, the keys to success are all about preparation and delivering value.
What other questions do you have about owning an STR in the Kansas City Metro? Leave us a comment or reach out to us directly. To immediately book a call with us, use the link in the description. We're excited to help you find the perfect property and begin growing your wealth through real estate.
Thanks for watching. We are Kat and Melanie of the 𝗪𝗵𝗵𝗘𝗢 Group, and remember, there's no place like home here in Kansas City.